Hey, you want to go first?
Okay. Well, welcome to another episode of Netflix and Chill. And okay. So we went and saw The Great Wall, and I don't know. I wasn't really a big fan. I mean, I didn't like how they were portraying the monsters as the villains. I mean, I thought we'd have to be more sensitive about the monsters. I don't know.
Dude, that really happened.
Well, okay, in this particular situation, yeah, they were the villains, but that species is honestly pretty peaceful.
We don't know. Maybe they helped build the Great Wall. So we did go see the Great Wall. The plot line is what you see in the trailer. It's God, I can't even remember what century this takes place. This takes place hundreds of years ago,
yeah.
And it's kind of a big medieval epic around there.
Yeah. Because they were talking about the discovery of well, they called it black powder.
Yeah.
Gunpowder.
Yeah.
They were just talking about the discovery of gunpowder.
And Matt Damon and the other dude in the movie are a couple of mercenaries looking for this black powder, and they happen upon this monster who they fight, and wouldn't you know it, several yards away is the Great Wall of China. And they decide to stay in the Great Wall of China along with this humongous army to fight this horde of monsters that just want this wall. I thought this movie was a blast, honestly.
Did you?
I did. Yeah, I totally did. I had a really good time at this movie.
Did you? I was yawning. I was just the plot line wasn't all that thick. I mean,
no, it's not.
There was all sorts of exposition. They've broken through. Duh, we can see that.
You know what I didn't mind about the exposition in this is that the exposition was pretty funny. I thought this movie had a really wicked sense of humor to it. So you have these monsters that are deflected by magnets, and all you really got to do is just kind of kill the queen, who they sort of have this plan to attach some. They freeze afterwards, and it is one of those movies where spoiler, sorry, it is one of those movies where, I mean, really, you just got to kill the queen, and once that happens, everything's fine.
Yeah.
Although it is hard to kill this fucking bitch in this movie. It is. They strap up some bombs to one of them to blow it up while she's feeding, and it all has to do with it. God, I can't even... When they're talking about what created these monsters and what they're doing here and how they kind of come about every 60 years or something.
All they said was a comet.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, all right, I guess that's all I need. So the exposition I thought was really kind of funny. This movie's co-written by Max Brooks, so it does have a little bit of a sense of humor to it. I mean, this has got a scene where Matt Damon is shooting arrows to balance a bull on a pillar, and I got a lot of laughs out of this, like really intentional laughs, and
are you sure that was intentional? Because it seemed like he was doing that to impress, the Chinese government.
No, yeah, that is
army.
But that doesn't mean that it wasn't supposed to be funny.
Okay.
He was doing that to show off his skills, but he shoots 3 arrows, one of which deflects the bull towards a pillar, and 2 other arrows, you balance it right on the side of it. I thought this movie was pretty funny. The only kind of exposition that I didn't really care that much for in the movie is there were a lot of scenes in this movie where Matt Damon says a line and then they have to repeat it because a lot of the characters don't speak English. So he'll say something.
There was a lot of translating back and forth. And
there was a lot of that in this movie, and that's probably the only reason it's over 90 minutes.
Well, good point. No, but I'm speaking more of General Shao, I thought was Sao, and I don't know. To this moment, I still insist it was General Sao.
I don't know. There was a strategist Wang in the movie.
Strategist Wang, yeah. So General Shao is sitting there with Commander Ming, Ming, and she, I mean that kind of exposition. Oh, when you started the the order, the nameless order, and blah blah blah. I mean, it was just.
That didn't bother me.
Yeah.
No, it didn't bother me because I thought at least that was pertinent information.
Yeah, but I mean, the placement felt clumsy.
I don't know. Maybe I've just seen way worse in this regard.
I see.
Like compared to like D-Wars or like fucking Last Airbender or something. I mean, this is like.
Damn.
You know what? Here's the thing I really enjoyed about this movie, because you're right when you say the plot is thin. It is, but I don't think it's supposed to be anything but thin. It is about just a horde of monsters that are attacking the Great Wall of China. What I really like about this is an epic fucking movie. Like, it's there are shots in this movie that are out of like a big like old Hollywood like fucking Howard Hughes epic between like horses racing down the sandy mountainside, really lush establishing shots. I mean, this thing has scope, man. Like, for a plot that easily could have been just a really low budget monster movie, and even then it still would have been fun. But I guess that's what I like about monster movies. You can have like a really like kind of small monster movie that would be really good, or you can have this, which again is a pretty thin plot, but it is fucking epic. Like, when they are doing the battles in this movie, that's insane shit they're doing in this film.
Yeah.
Like, they've got people bungeeing off of the fucking thing to fucking stab with spears. They got circular blades coming out of the wall to like chop them in half. There's like fucking drum players in this.
Oh, and that's another thing too. I mean, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm just not all that well versed in Chinese culture, but I don't think those drums are supposed to be played by nunchucks.
I didn't notice them playing it with nunchucks.
They were playing them with nunchucks.
Well, that's okay. I don't think monsters really attack the Great Wall of China either. But,
okay, fine.
I mean, they do explain. They do explain why there was drumming going on in the movie.
Yeah, the drumming was supposed to be like war drums, like they were supposed to signal, the troops on certain things. I got that.
And times were tough. Maybe they needed the nunchucks to like fucking knock on the thing. I didn't notice if they were nunchucks or not, but no, like, and it is the direction in this movie is gorgeous. When they have scenes where they're all walking these planks to bungee jump off of it, when they're showing this drum line, and when they're just going down and attacking these monsters. I mean, it is gorgeously shot. Like, this really feels like a fucking epic, like a million times more than some of the other epics that we get lately, like that fucking Ben-Hur remake that just looks like, it's a Ben-Hur movie if you do nothing but watch MTV. I don't know, like, this I thought, I loved watching this movie, and I imagine seeing this in, like, IMAX 3D would be gorgeous looking.
Yeah.
Because this movie was like fucking eye candy for me. I thought the 3D was wildly effective in the movie, and we saw it on a fairly small screen.
Yeah.
We don't have an IMAX here in Springfield, so
we have to go to St. Louis to watch one. The Science Center.
Yeah, and there's one in Champaign, I believe. But
oh wait, no, I'm thinking of. Well, yeah, okay, yeah, Peoria too, I think.
Probably.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm kind of surprised Springfield doesn't have one.
Hear that, AMC?
Right? Like, that does kind of surprise me. But, like, no, seeing this in a screen as big as, like, a fucking football field in IMAX 3D would be fucking worth the ticket price alone. Like, they're throwing shit at the camera left and right. They're tossing shields. They're throwing spears. There's green monster blood just flying out at the screen. I mean, look, this movie isn't... It's not something that I think will make anyone's 10 best by the end of the year. What I'm describing about the movie are somewhat, anyway, fairly shallow things to say about it, but you know what? That's the kind of movie it is.
So you're saying this is like a popcorn movie?
God, yeah.
Okay.
An epic one, a gorgeous one.
I can agree with that, I guess. If you're just gonna like, put on your 3D glasses and eat some popcorn but
unlike, there's plenty of really fun popcorn movies out there. There certainly are, but this one, I really appreciate the fact of how much attention to detail he gave with this, with all the costuming, all the sets, all the shots, the cinematography. That was really impressive.
Speaking of costumes, okay, I'm sorry, but whenever they first got captured by the troops at the Great Wall, the Great Wall of China, they were analyzing the arm of that monster, that severed arm, and I just saw them all right there, all different colors, and I'm just thinking, it's the Council of the Power Rangers Samurai.
I have to take your word on that.
There was a red one, a yellow one, a blue one,
Oh, okay.
That's all I'm saying is that...
I'm colorblind.
No, you're not.
I'm not. They're all the Black Ranger to me. I don't know what this racism shit's about. I have to take your word for it, Amy Jo Johnson's in pink. In this, they were all the Yellow Ranger. No, except for Matt Damon and Willem Dafoe. Honestly, I thought that the least interesting thing... You like that one? I thought the least interesting thing in this movie, honestly, was Matt Damon for me. As the lead. Everything else really kind of overshadowed him.
Right. Honestly, Willem Dafoe, just all that could have been edited out, and this would have been a great standalone movie. Just a great Chinese movie. Standalone Chinese movie. Why they had to put these three white guys in there, I have no clue.
Well, I think that is largely, if I read this right, the Chinese audience and producers of a movie like this kind of prefer that to be the case, because I guess it would sell better there, or something like that. But I understand that is a domestic issue where, some actors would get kind of overlooked in favor of an actor like Matt Damon here domestically, and I get that. I get the frustration there. I certainly do. But speaking of it,
because there was a lot of times whenever who was the Hispanic guy?
Fuck,
not Inigo Montoya. Whenever he was trying to get away with the gunpowder and everything, like every time that they'd cut away to show him trying to get away, it was almost like, can we just get back to the action?
Well, I'm kind of with you there. I mean, I thought that some of the back and forths he had with Matt Damon were humorous when they were together, but and from a story perspective, it makes sense story-wise we start out following these two mercenaries who kind of happen upon this big fucking thing that's going on.
And what's so funny is they explain so much in this movie, yet they never explain why they were being chased. Like the movie
they're
opens
thieves.
up.
I mean, they're
they're
thieves.
They did say thieves.
So yeah, that's how I kind of took that. So I mean, story-wise, I understand why we would be following two characters like this. My complaints for it are more so due to they just weren't that interesting characters, honestly. Like, everything else, it wasn't really like a 47 Ronin situation where it clearly looked like an actor was just spliced into this pre-existing movie. That didn't look like the case here. Yeah. They were definitely the leads of this film. It wasn't like a Godfrey Ho situation by any means, or what they did with Keanu Reeves and 47 Ronin. It wasn't that at all.
You know who would like this movie? Trump.
Well, because of the wall.
That's and China.
That's what he thinks is in Mexico? Just a bunch of monsters?
Oh, yeah.
Rape monsters. Jillian would like this a lot. Jillian would really like this movie. But also, like, I don't know what accent Matt Damon was doing here.
I know, right?
It was kind of funny.
I thought he was either like English or Scottish.
There was a little bit of everything, which maybe they kind of explained in this, because he does talk about how he has spent his whole life traveling from place to place to place.
The same.
Yeah, which could have been just thrown in there just because he couldn't nail an accent.
Oh,
like, well, let's make him from everywhere. So.
Yeah. That's another thing too. Is like it just seemed a little weird that they would explain the whole we fight for trust and all this other stuff, and we fight for something bigger than just food and whatnot, and then they establish you're a thief. Oh, okay. So it's almost like it almost to me would have made sense if they had said that, if they had established that he was a thief before that scene where she's explaining that they fight for trust and everything. Then it would have made sense. It would have been like, oh, okay. Now I see the whole kind of foreshadowing thing that they're doing here. But I don't know. At first, whenever she was all like, oh, hey, we fight for trust, I was like, and? Okay, your point is?
No, I mean, that had an arc to it from the first time that happens on that plank and he doesn't want to jump off the thing, which I don't blame him, to the ending, which was amazing, with them jumping off that fucking thing and throwing that with the magnets and the bomb-strapped monster. Fuck. You know what Matt Damon's accent kind of, first of all, his voice was even weird in this. When he first started talking, I was like, is that Matt Damon? It looks like it.
I wasn't sure. I couldn't pick him out because of the beard, the big bushy beard. I was like, so which one of these is Matt Damon?
Yeah, and it did not sound like his voice at all, but like,
which is why whenever they finally shaved and everything, I'm like, okay, is it just me, or did they talk differently, or did they kind of?
They talked about the same. Like, because I was noticing the accent even when they had beards. And his accent sounded kind of like when you see videos of somebody going into like a bar, like in, I don't know, Scotland or wherever, and there's people in there who's drunk, and they're going around with the camera asking them to do an American accent, which is weird because Matt Damon definitely has an American accent, but in this it was a lot of really hard R's and like,
hey Matt, do your best Scottish impression.
We're gonna stay here and fight. Like it sounded like it was odd, but yeah, that. I don't know. I mean, this isn't supposed to be hard drama, so it's not like that really took me out of the movie. No, like, oh man, now I'm really not buying this story about monsters attacking the Great Wall of China.
All I'm saying is that species was peaceful. I'm just
this damn fucking propaganda movie.
Right? Yeah.
What this is. Shit.
It's the imperial. It's Imperial China trying to take our jabs. No. But all right. No, I'm not going to finish that joke. Actually, it's just no.
Leave him hanging, man.
Yep.
I recommend this movie, honestly. I thought this movie was a lot of fun. I thought it was a fun, just really entertaining monster movie with some really far out shit in it, and it is gorgeously shot. It's a total epic looking film about some monsters in the Great Wall of China, and I dug it. And it's not terribly long either. It's only like 100 minutes.
Yeah, thank God.
it's only like 100 minutes long. What about you? Would you?
I no.
You don't recommend this?
I don't. I think that hell, I saw Rogue One is still playing. I'd rather have gone see Rogue One.
Haven't
seen Rogue One yet.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
Haven't seen Rogue One yet.
I had way more fun at this movie.
Really?
I'm not going to say that objectively this is a better film, but I had a blast with this movie.
Really?
I really did.
Are you really a Star Wars fan though?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, totally. I was with Rogue One. And Rogue One is a really good movie. It is. Objectively, it's probably a better movie than this. But Rogue One is something that really distracted me with the fact that the characters in it were really fucking wooden and really forgettable. In this,
I have no idea what you're talking about, but okay.
In Rogue One, I
haven't seen it.
In this, I have my issues with a couple of characters in this, but it wasn't enough to really bore me at all or anything like that. And I was just sitting there like really just mesmerized by just how absolutely gorgeous this movie was. I'll say that, yeah, objectively Rogue One is a better film than this. It is. I can see why that would get better reviews than a movie like this. But you know what? Some days you can have a movie like Rogue One, and some days you just want to see some creatures and some creatures with eyes on their shoulders stacking themselves on the Great Wall of China. I don't know. I had a lot of fun with this movie.
Well, then go see World War Z.
This was way better than... And Max Brooks did write this movie.
Oh, the same guy?
Well, I mean, World War Z is an adaptation of that book in the loosest of senses. Max Brooks wrote the book.
I gotcha.
I liked this better than I did World War Z.
Well, yeah,
I absolutely did.
I'll give you that. Yeah, this was way better than World War Z.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to make that joke since you were all like, I want to see some creatures stack themselves up against the wall. Well, that happened in World War Z.
Also happened in Starship Troopers.
Yeah, that was a much better movie with pretty much the same premise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that movie in a while.
Yeah, me neither.
I should revisit that again sometime.
Yeah, totally. Neil Patrick Harris.
Would you say that this would at least be worth like a rental or something?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I would because it is so because
maybe put it on your Netflix.
because the scope of it is so big, and there's such gorgeous scenery in this stuff with like old ass like fucking like hot air balloons they're using in this, like scoping out this war-torn city.
Hey, actually, that's a good question, because whenever they were taking off in the hot air balloons, I saw a bunch of them like exploding in the air, and I was like, so what's shooting them down? What's going on?
Oh, probably the fact that it's the fucking old ass. They're probably geting set on fire themselves,
okay.
But they're using sheets and a blowtorch.
Yeah, that's true. We must fly to the Capitol.
Only a few of us will make it there, but it's worth a shot. So I would totally recommend seeing this in the theater, especially IMAX 3D. I think it would be worth it just for the spectacle alone. It's a total spectacle film. That's what this is. And it worked on me. It really did. So I would recommend seeing it in the theater. Next week is Get Out. That's next week, and I don't know what else is. But tomorrow I'm seeing Cure for Wellness. And I don't know.
What is the Cure for Wellness?
I haven't seen the movie yet, so I don't know. Triamenic.
Robitussin.
You want to promote your YouTube page?
Oh, sure. Yeah, check me out. Jared Foils. I've got a Netflix and chill going on. I actually just did a review of the Michael Bolton's Big Sexy Valentine's Day special, which I thought was really funny.
Now they don't have to see the review. Done and done. You're not very good at promoting this stuff. You just gave away what was in the video.
Shit. I mean, find out what I thought of it.
There you go. See it.